Lord Rami Ranger is here with us, and he is a pillar of the Indian community. He has pioneered this political push that has seen such a strong Indian success in this election in all sorts of ways. Lord Ranger, what do you see as the prime Indian success in this election?
Well, the success comes when we have some problem, and the problem was created by Corbyn and his cronies. They interfered in Kashmir, interfered in India, and we couldn't take it sitting down. So we had to do something, and the Indian diaspora woken up.
And what did they do to wake up, and what did you do to wake them up?
Well, all we had to do was to appeal to them that we cannot allow anyone to interfere in the internal affair of India, in particularly Kashmir. It's none of their business. Government of India knows what they're doing. So the people were very upset that this government has divided the Corbyn Labour Party is trying to divide the British Asian on the basis of race and religion.
But how did you get this message across, and to who?
Well, we have, as you know, I'm the co-chairman of the Conservative Friends of India. I already have 5,000-6,000 members, and through 6,000 member time 10 is just viral. It goes snowball effect. So we also made a song, Desh ko bachana hai. So we put that on YouTube and put that on social media. That was a catchy tune, and it was really picked up by a lot of people. But on top of that, the policies of the Labour Party were totally rotten, because you do not want to renationalize, utilities, the railways and all that. We've gone down that path before.
Yes, but on the Indian front, the fact is that, have you ever seen Indians being galvanized politically like this before?
Never. And I think this is the beginning, because we have been immigrants. So first we had to secure ourselves. So we have been busy trying to build our future and that of our children. And now I think the people have realized we are no longer immigrants. We are here to stay. We need to become decision maker. If we don't become decision maker, someone else will make decision for us. And as the Labour Party tried to make decision for the government of India, that was the last straw which broke the camel's back. So
do you think that Labour resolution on Kashmir was a self goal, because it was not just about concern over human rights, it was very abusive in its language?
Absolutely, because that was trying to play one community, one British community, namely the Pakistani, against the other British community, Indian. I mean, the role of a leader is to unite, not divide. I mean, you are pursuing policies to win votes, but at the same time you're damaging the race relation and the social cohesion of this great country. I think this was below the belt. We could not take it sitting down. We had to do something. The India is not that of 20 years ago. India is emerging power, is not going to take any nonsense from anyone.
We've had a lot of election results, and a lot of conservatives have won. They've taken seats from Labour. In many more, conservative Indian candidates have reduced the gap hugely. Is this a sign of things to come, where Indians are going to enter the political field directly rather than appeal for intervention on their behalf?
Well, this is a journey. It has begun, because this is, once you start a journey, you never go back. And the British Indians have woken up. They have realized they have to be more politically and publicly spirited. They have to take part. And unfortunately, doctors and politicians never come to you. You have to go to them. For us to be counted, we have to be connect with the politics. We have to connect with the politicians, so they take us seriously. If you don't vote, you don't take part in the decision-making process, you become irrelevant force. So we have to become relevant force, that we can give you financial support, we can give you votes, and we can also work for you. We can also pound the streets delivering leaflets.
In this election we've had Boris Johnson, Preeti Patel, yourself, actively campaigning among Indians. Boris Johnson went to this temple, this Indian meeting, that. Jeremy Corbyn never did any of this. This is most unusual. Why did they do this?
But Jeremy Corbyn did, but he did selectively. He went to those communities which are probably, he think he can get their loyalty more.
But they are not representative at all.
Totally not. You see, you know, if you are losing something, you have lost the election, that means you have done something wrong. And Jeremy Corbyn did not do one thing wrong, he did series of things wrong. He should have looked after the community as a whole rather than dividing us. And on top of that, his message bringing back extreme socialism is frightening, because if you remember the winter of discontent, all the sick men of Europe, when the taxes were so high that people would not buy British. We could not buy British products, we used to buy Japanese. So this guy does not look at a bigger picture. The bigger picture is the British people are competing in Europe, competing with Americans and Chinese. We need to remain competitive, we need to be business friendly, we need to generate wealth to pay for our social services.
And do you think that there is promise of that with the new government? Because Priti Patel has said that visas will be eased, there will be more trade, more business, more opportunities created for easing business between India and Britain. Do you think that this time it's more than words, that there is going to be an attempt to sort of walk the walk?
I am pretty confident, but it will not be free for all. We will be bringing people whom we need, people who can add value.